As CBS 11 honors our military heroes this week, the high cost of service has come in many forms that we've seen, from lives lost to lives that began to unravel when a hero came home.
I just had my purpose ripped away from me. I don't have arms. I've got perpetual pain. Some days the struggle is putting on socks. Some days the struggle is getting out of bed.
Tonight, we learn firsthand of a sacrifice most of us honestly could never imagine. But wounded Marine Mark Burleson, who grew up in Weatherford, could not imagine it any other way.
That day changed everything.
The first day that changed Mark Burleson's life was September 11th, 2001. Within 24 hours, he walked right into a Marine Corps recruiting office.
I was drawn to it like a moth to a flame. So I've got to be a part of this. This is what I was meant to do.
By 2011, Burleson was a staff sergeant and an explosive ordnance disposal tech on deployment in Afghanistan.
The place was crazy. You never knew what you were going to run into, whether it was bombs, whether it was mines, whether it was the enemy, or all of it at the same time.
The second day that changed Burleson's life was December 9th, 2011.
I remember I was working my way up, using my fingers, and I kind of felt my fingers bump into a piece of wood covered in tape. So I knew I'd found the switch.
Mark still has the helmet he was wearing, as well as that Kevlar vest, on the very day in the Sangin Valley in Afghanistan when he spotted and safely disposed of an IED. But then he found a second one.
I remember facing back towards the device, and I remember slipping my knife into the dirt, and I was kind of off from the device. I was looking for a wire or something leading away from it, something that I could attack. And that's the last thing I remember. What I could hear were the machines.
In your hospital room?
Right. I could hear the beeping, I could hear the air machine, the ventilator going.
Burleson spent weeks in a coma with too many injuries to count. And then he woke up.
I know that I can move this arm, but you know, I know that it's bad. I don't know how bad. It just feels like a club at that point.
So your amputation is mid-forearm, roughly?
Roughly mid-forearm.
Today, this proud Marine's ability to pet his dogs and even feed his birds comes down to this electronic prosthetic on what is left of his right arm. His left arm had to be amputated.
This arm, this shoulder, I mean, they feel like they're frozen in time when that bomb went off. That pain just will never go away. It will never leave me. But it's gone.
The only thing I could think to do is go to the mall and go talk to the recruiter.
Once Mark came home to North Texas, he found purpose through the Veterans Charity Boot Campaign. To this day, sharing his journey, his struggles, and how he copes with the next generation of wounded warriors.
Not everybody understands exactly what they need to do or how they need to do it in order to cope and get back to being who they need to be. If I can be there to help in any way, I will.
With every right to be angry, Mark Burleson chooses to live his new life through the promise he made to the Corps and to his country, to live with honor, with courage, and commitment.
It seems like you're peaceful.
I am.
That's the vibe I get from you. Is that accurate?
Peaceful and happy.
Every bit as real as you see. Mark, by the way, lives in Dublin on a farm with his mom and dad. Got them right next door now. They moved down from Weatherford. He continues the advocacy for Boot Campaign, who I mentioned. His greatest dream, as he told me, was to be a Marine and to do exactly what he was doing. And Scotty, I asked him at the end, you know, do you regret any of this, knowing obviously the outcome now and the difficulties that you have, that you face every day in your life? And he said, no regrets. He said, I would do it all over again, knowing exactly the outcome. And it speaks to not only who he is, but so many of them who are willing to lay it all out there for us. And lives are changed all the time. Yeah. His story, unfortunately, is not unique. Service sometimes comes with that heavy of a price, but his attitude is something I think that we can all learn a little bit something from.
Yeah, and just seeing him, and he's saying, I'm happy. Yeah. You know, and as you said, there's this sense of peace that's about him.
And it makes us who feel for him feel it's okay to be happy with him. That's a good thing, and that gives us some peace as well. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing the story, Mark. We do appreciate it.